Hi, I'm Marty Levinson, and you're watching Northtown News.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News magazine.
The name's Levinson, Marty Levinson, and this is the Northtown News magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News magazine show with the greatest cameraman around, Sonny Hirsch, and your host of all hosts, Avi Myers.
Thank you, Marty. Avi Myers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, and thanks to my entire technical crew, Sonny Hirsch. We're cutting to the chase. So the chase this time is the executive director, is that your official title?
That is correct.
Of the Evanston Community Media Center. ECTV, we're seen on Channel 6. You can catch us on live streaming video there, Tuesdays at 10 o'clock, or Thursdays at 8 o'clock, and of course Thursdays followed by Rabbi Doug. Hi, Doug. And we're talking about, no, Doug's not our guest. We're talking about the executive director of the Evanston Community Media Center, and by the way, a big White Sox fan, Steve Bartlebaugh. How you doing, Steve?
Good, Avi. Good to see you. Thanks for having me on.
My pleasure. And, so you've got, the budget's crunching all over the place.
Yeah.
Evanston's as hard hit as anybody.
Absolutely.
So, how's the status?
Well, going backwards almost a year and a half to 2 years now, the city had a new city manager. A lot of the council had changed over. And there was obviously a big budget deficit, and one of the areas they looked at was cable television, specifically community television. And the thought was there was a need for a cut. The problem is none of the monies that come from the cable companies that we have usurped back to us, there's nowhere really in writing that guarantees that. So once that money becomes available for possibly going into, let's say, a new police car or fixing a sewer, it's sometimes a difficult battle to let folks know that the communication aspect of what we do is just as important.
As a matter of fact, I would argue in some cases more important because you highlight the worthwhile deeds of many people within the city, and in such a way that, I actually, and sorry, Barbara, I actually like Steve's operation in Evanston as good as any local cable access operation I've seen.
Oh, thank you very much. Again, in the Chicago area or even in the state of Illinois, there are not a lot of centers where there is a setup like Chicago and Evanston have. We're both very lucky in that we have a facility where we have a studio, we have editing, we have cameras available for folks to learn and then get their message out over the air. And it was difficult when they had budget meetings. The first thing that the city did with a PowerPoint presentation was to show how all the nearby cities weren't using this money. Well, it's because they didn't have something set up like this. But it's been 25 years now in Evanston, and it's been very important to the community.
And I think your percentage of use by your residents is much higher than the rate in Chicago. There's no question about it. And there are so many interesting things now that I've got it on live streaming video.
That's right.
It's very enjoyable. I enjoy watching this stuff.
Well, one of the things that we've done is we've expanded our membership to within a 20-mile radius of of Evanston. So folks in the city now can actually become members and use our facility. And part of the reason we did that is we also now can get the video out via the internet to people all over the world. So you can see our channel at any time, even if you don't live in Evanston anymore.
Which, by the way, does that mean we could actually use the studio and do something live via streaming video?
Sure, absolutely.
So, there are so many crimes we could commit.
Well, one of the fun ones is with the technology changing, we have people now, doing live interviews across the country via Skype, and they're doing it in the studio, and it's a great way for them to get communication and get the word out again to people and not being just limited to what prior had to be people that could come to the studio.
When I see ESPN using Skype and on a much higher quality than when they were using it 3 or 4 years ago, I'm an NBA and NFL draftaholic, so even if it's on the Sabbath, I'll tape it or be able to see. Oh, actually, you know what? With certain cable systems, you can actually get it for 2 weeks. Like having, I don't want to plug any of these companies because I don't like them, but if you have a certain cable company as your internet provider, you can get 2 weeks worth of ESPN, in the can. So I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's nice to have that option. I mean, things are changing. AT&T has their Uverse package. Access centers have got very frustrated because they took all the channels and put it on a service on Channel 99. The good news is it goes out to more communities. The bad news is it's sometimes difficult to find, and it doesn't have the same ability to have it programmed for your DVR. So this is one of those things that we were, along with Barbara at Chicago Access, we were petitioning and telling Lisa Madigan, look, this is not the letter of the law that was signed when state franchising went into effect about 4 years ago. So it's been an interesting battle, but the playing field keeps changing right now.
So you guys are on Channel 99 on ATT Uverse right now.
That is correct.
Which I don't think we are in Chicago yet.
No, I think they've held out on it, and we held out for about a year and a half, 2 years on it, and then last summer we added our channel to their setup.
No, because you know what? I actually got complaints from people that they couldn't watch me anymore.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It's very frustrating.
So, you know, I had to send them to YouTube, but, you know, hey, if I'm on YouTube, I'll go watch Eric Clapton. I'm not going to watch me.
Well, you know, it's a good point. You bring up the YouTube factor, and that was also one of the issues that came up with funding in these community media centers or community TV stations. If we've got YouTube, why do we need what you do? And I thought it was kind of an interesting story. I met Jennifer Weigel, Tim Weigel's daughter. She works in the media.
She's one of my Facebook friends.
Yeah, and she
that I've never met, of course.
very nice woman, and she was an Evanston Township graduate. So she did a cute little video, kind of like Letterman Man in the Street, where she talked about, or she just did some funny interviews and so forth. She puts it on the internet. I see it. I think this is really neat. Can you put it on our station? We'd love to put it on the local channel. And she said to me, I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that. I don't know if I have rights on the music, and I don't want to get this one guy in trouble who now works for the police. And it kind of hit me right then and there again. The power of television is still incredible. And so, yes, you definitely want to be able to get on YouTube, but people have to find it there. They know right now Channel 6 in Evanston is where they're going to find community TV.
And you know what? I got to tell you, even though, let's say, like, you know, I've got hundreds of movies on tape.
Yeah.
There's just something more immediate about television. It's just more important if it's on television. Mm-hmm. Even if I can skip through, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
When I've got it, it just, when it's really on television, it really makes a difference. And even though we are on YouTube and YouTube, your counter's sticking on us, please. But you know, and because earlier this year we were doing like a couple thousand shows a week, more than that, in every week in, week out for months. The fact of the matter is that no matter how many watches we get on YouTube, more people watch it on TV, more people appreciate it on TV, it makes more of an impression on TV.
Yeah, and as we know, we're getting into an era where your computer and your television are going to get married. They're going to come together. We're seeing that with Apple TV and some of these little boxes. Even a PlayStation 3 can be used to surf or to bring in video content. One of the interesting things is we use a company called Telview that does our video streaming. If you have a Roku box, for those who are familiar, it's about an $80 box that works off Wi-Fi. You can hook it up to your TV, and they've now added PEG access, and we actually are, I think, the only ones in Illinois right now who are actually putting our shows on there. So it's a very exciting time, just a little crazy because it's a lot of technology.
See, one of the cool things about Evanston, too, is you guys keep up more with the state of the art in the media than the other places. And people can really learn what they're doing on your equipment.
And that's really what you hope for. You really want them to, you know, we've pretty much moved into a tapeless setup, and that's a big change. And it's very rewarding to see some of our volunteers who might not have been the most technically savvy people pick up and understand the process of how to actually send a file to a server. And at that point, you know, we're getting to an era where folks will be able to do it from at home. And that's exciting, you know, and hopefully will help cut costs so we can stay open.
No, that would be great. So they're talking about a move.
Yeah, we did face a cut of about $150,000. Looks like there's a possibility for another cut this budget year. What we've tried to work out is a place where we wouldn't have to pay rent, and we've been in discussions with the city of Evanston. By the time this airs, we probably already have should have a lease in place in regards to moving to the Evanston Service Center, which is located right behind the Civic Center in Evanston on Asbury, right off a ridge. So with our studios over there, it gives us an opportunity to, again, meet new people, get a little more into the community, and for those folks who are using the Civic Center, we're going to be right next door to them. So,
and the 93 bus will take me within about a block or so.
That's right, that's right. Or if you're going to Harold's Chicken Shack, you're about a 3-block walk away.
Yeah, right now, I mean, basically, I mean, that's exactly the bus I would take now. I just, you know, got to take the hook toward Northwestern.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Exactly. But yeah, it's tricky. I mean, we're going to have to do it in a very short amount of time, 3 or 4 months to try to make the move happen. And but you know, we've got about 150 to 200 members consistently, and with their support, I think in the rest of the community, we can make the move go smoothly. And again, hopefully, people will really start to take advantage of what they have, and realize it's a commodity that they don't want to lose.
No, it's definitely a commodity than one of those. And you know what? Evanston is such a different city along those lines that you would figure that nobody would appreciate it more than a city like Evanston.
Yeah, growing up in Evanston, you know, I get the mentality of, you know, we expect certain services and things that aren't in every other community. And it's difficult, especially things that are related to the arts, often get cut in tight budget times. So, you know, we're completely aware of that. But trying to find ways to establish ourselves fundraising and doing more things as a nonprofit. Currently, we're doing a contest with Pepsi to try to teach junior high kids a special course. We're looking for those types of opportunities so that our funding doesn't come strictly from one source.
Very good. Yeah, you definitely. Well, I know you've been reaching out. I kind of wish that. I remember in the beginning, because I'm closer to you than Chicago.
Yeah.
Plus, I was really. I was hoping that like there was some way we could do it, but now you can be within that 20-mile radius and use your equipment. Because that would have been so much easier for me to just go to you guys than have to schlep to Greektown to to get all the equipment. There's no question about it. So,
well, and too, I should point out, it's not a competition. Obviously, we respect what Chicago Access is doing. This is more of a necessity for us to try to be able to expand and again increase revenues. And that's difficult.
Oh no, we still listen. I still belong to. I like to belong to everybody.
Absolutely.
No, I don't want to knock Chicago at all. It's just that you guys have done some very interesting things. Now, granted, you don't have to service as many people as Chicago does, so there's a difference along those lines. And there's a whole different set of circumstances over there. But hey, listen, I can walk to your place.
Yeah, it was great coming here today. I was like, it's a 10-minute drive. This is wonderful. I can be on time for once.
Yeah, and that's because school. Well, actually, I don't know if school was getting out at the time.
No, I just beat him. I just beat him, which was lucky.
Cool. That's cool. So, what do you see? So, you're really up in the air right now.
Well, we really kind of are. I mean, we the idea of having longevity is out of our hands at the moment. We really are looking to deal with the immediate moment and try to find ways, like we said, to kind of restructure a little bit, doing more underwritten production. So for folks who want to put money behind a production, we can do that. But it's very tricky because at the same time we can only handle so much budget. So our staff has actually gotten a little bit smaller over the last year or two, and so we're trying to find different ways to kind of create that availability. And also partnering. Evanston has a ton of good nonprofit organizations that we'd love to work with more. And if you're an NPO in the community and you want to get video on your website, which is hugely important to most organizations,
yes, it is.
We're the place to come to.
No, there's no question about it. And the equipment's great, and you got really intelligent teachers. Yeah. You can actually see out a window in some of your added suites.
Yeah, that's true. We were lucky in theory. The monies that we were getting via the cable company that were restricted, so those couldn't be taken away, were actually for equipment. So the joke was we'd have state-of-the-art facility with no one to run it. Luckily, we still have people, and the equipment has been, like you said, top-notch, and we're excited about where the new tapeless era is going to take us.
Yeah, I shouldn't have laughed about that other thing, but so plus you've been involved in you don't have the staff you used to.
Yeah.
Not that it's down that much, but you've also been involved in various award shows and things. And your place has won a number of awards over the years.
Yeah, we've been very lucky. The recent Hometown Awards, the Alliance for Community Media holds annually as a national contest. It's sort of the Oscars for local community access.
We've won 3.
These guys here are award winners, absolutely. And this year, Susan Hope Angle won a couple of awards for a piece that she did on the YMCA in Evanston. It was an excellent piece. And we've had Paul McComas and a number of others in our center who have won in the past years. And yeah, that's great positive reinforcement for what we do.
No, there's no question about it. It basically shows the quality of the work being done, and I know the quality of the training is really good too. Because when I do watch the shows, now that I can watch them on live streaming, I can see that these people have a pretty good clue of what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And the key is from a public access standpoint is that we don't want to control the content. You're independent producers. We're providing you the ability to get your message out there. So it's tough. Sometimes people go, it's that channel. It's all religion. And it's like, well, there are a lot of religious programs because if you think about it, here are organizations that have the manpower to get their word out, and that's what they do well. And because of that, they find community access centers and are often a big part of the programming. But that's not a negative thing. That's a good thing because anybody else could come in and do the same thing.
They use it like crazy in Chicago. I mean, they use it over, above, and beyond sometimes. But anyway, that's another story. At this point, I want to thank you very much, Steve Bartlebaugh, the Executive Director of the Evanston Community Media Center. We want to say hi to Steve and Louie and Walter. Hey, guys. And we hope you are gainfully employed, and we hope the City Council will heed your requests and everything will go well. If people would like to get involved with the Evanston Community Media Center,
easiest thing to do is get online and go to www.ectv.com. And you'll find the ability to do a membership online or pay for a class. We do a free introduction the first Monday of every month. So give us a call, come in and sign up, and you'll get a chance to learn exactly what we're all about.
Steve Bartlebaugh, Evanston Community Media Center. Thank you so much.
Thank you.